So Simple tutorial. Good morning students. Welcome to SST. So Simple tutorial. Today I am going to start chapter 4 of your economics textbook Food Security in India. Today's topic will be introduction. What is food security and why food security? So let us begin. My dear students, we believe that Green Revolution has made India self-sufficient in food grains. But at the same time, there are a section of people who don't get enough to eat, who are still without food. Look at these stats of Global Hunger Index. India ranked 101 out of 121 countries in 2021. It slipped down to 107 in 2022. What does this indicate? This indicates that India's poor are hungry, despite our achievements in Green Revolution. ग्रीन रिवॉल्यूशन के बावजूद हमारे यहाँ गरीब भूखे हैं. Another study says that India is the home to the largest number of malnourished people in the world, about one quarter of the global total. मतलब ये कि malnourished लोगों की संख्या सबसे ज़्यादा हमारे पास है, जो कि लगभग पूरी दुनिया की एक चौथाई है. So students, since the Green Revolution, the country has produced enough food to feed itself, but it has not been able to wipe out mass hunger. हमारी लड़ाई भूख के खिलाफ जारी है, पर हम अभी से जीत नहीं पाए हैं. आप लोगों को समझ इतना आ ही गया होगा कि हम लोग इस लेसन में क्या पढ़ने वाले हैं. We are going to discuss food security. Food security, dear students, is a basic human right. It is the measure of an individual's ability to access food that is nutritious and sufficient in quantity. कुछ भी नहीं, न्यूट्रिशियस पौष्टिक भोजन, और वो भी पर्याप्त मात्रा में. ओके. However, for hundreds of millions of people, this right is not being met. Food security, dear students, does not simply mean 2 square meals a day. It means more than that. Let us now understand the concept of food security first. Look at the book. Food security has the following dimensions. First, availability of food. It means that enough food is physically present for the entire population. That means the food that we are going to consume, where it is. A country may produce enough food for its people, that is fine. But if that does not produce them, the country must make it available by importing it from somewhere else. You produce yourself or import. It also includes the buffer stock that is stored in the government godowns. Okay, so availability is the first important requirement. Second, accessibility. Accessibility means that the food is within the reach of every person. Simply having enough food in a community is meaningless if one has no access to it. Just think about the situation that the godowns are full of grains, rats are enjoying picnic every day, but people are dying of starvation. That means people do not have access to these food grains. This should not be the case. Third, affordability. Affordability implies that an individual has enough money to buy sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to meet one's dietary needs. If safe and nutritious food is not available at a price affordable to all, then the welfare of some people will be jeopardized. Affordability, therefore, students, remain a key barrier to accessing nutritious food among the poorest segment of the population worldwide. So, what food security means? It means availability, accessibility, and affordability of food to all people at all times. So, how a country will ensure food security to its people? 1. The country should make available enough food for all the persons. 2. All persons have the capacity to buy quality food. And 3. There is no barrier on access to food. Okay. In the 1970s, food security was understood as the availability of adequate supply of foodstuffs at all times. Students, can you identify this person? This is Amartya Sen. He is an Indian economist. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for his contributions to welfare economics in the year 1998. He has added a new dimension to food security and emphasized on access to food through entitlements. He defines entitlements as a combination of what one can produce, exchange in the market, along with other socially provided supplies. The World Food Summit Students was held in Rome in 1996. It declared that food security exists when all people at all times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. See, the focus is on physical and economic access. Let us now go to the next topic, why food security? See, normally we accept that the poor people who are below poverty line remain food insecure for most of the times. But that does not mean that those above the poverty line are always food secured. In certain circumstances, such people can also become food insecure. For example, during a national calamity like an earthquake, drought, flood, or tsunami. During such times, all, including people above the poverty lines, are also affected. Now, the question is, how is food security affected during a calamity? Calamity तो आप लोग समझते होंगे. Calamity means आपदा. Natural calamity means प्राकृतिक आपदा. For example, earthquake, tsunami, flood. Calamities are beyond the control of human beings. Whenever a calamity strikes, then the food situation of that area is affected. Say, for example, in case of drought, first of all, production of food grain will decrease. Naturally, there will be shortage of food in the affected area. When there is a shortage of food, what will happen to price? Recall demand and supply. Prices will go up. It may shoot to the extent that some people may not be able to buy them. If such a calamity stretches a large area or takes place for a longer time period, then it may cause a situation of starvation. भुखमरी की नौबत आ सकती है. The starvation may ultimately lead to the situation of famine. What is famine? Akal. Look at the book. A famine is characterized by widespread deaths due to starvation and epidemics caused by forced use of contaminated water or decaying food and loss of body resistance due to weakening from starvation. तो अकाल में क्या होता है? लोगों के पास पर्याप्त भोजन होता नहीं है, वे भूखे मरने को विवश हो जाते हैं, इसीलिए उस समय उन्हें जो कुछ मिलता है वो खा लेते हैं, चाहे वो सड़ा गला भोजन हो, दूषित हो, जैसा पानी मिलता है वैसा पानी पी लेते हैं. इसी वजह से वे इन्फेक्टेड हो जाते हैं. स्टारवेशन के कारण वैसे भी बॉडी वीक हो जाती है, इम्यूनिटी डाउन हो जाती है, अंततः बड़े पैमाने में डेथ होती है. तो अकाल में यही होता है. Students, have you ever heard of the famine of Bengal? It was the most devastating famine that occurred in the province of Bengal. It is estimated that over 3 million people died of starvation, malnutrition, and related illness during the famine. But who were affected the most by the famine? They were the agricultural laborers, fishermen, transport workers, and other casual laborers most affected by dramatical increasing price of rice. यहाँ आप सिर्फ नाम पर ध्यान मत दीजिए कि कौन कौन सबसे अधिक अफेक्टेड थे, ये भी देखिए कि क्यों अफेक्टेड थे. इंक्रीज्ड प्राइस ऑफ राइस. चावल इतना महंगा हो गया था कि वे उसे खरीद नहीं पा रहे थे. समझ आया? ओके. Thereafter, Bengal like famine never happened in India, but there are places even today where famine like conditions exist and starvation deaths are reported. Natural calamities and pandemics may also lead to food shortages. You must have observed that during COVID, there were restrictions on the movement of people as well as goods and services. All of these had impacted economic activities. That is why food security is needed in any country to ensure food at all times. Let me stop here, students. I hope you have understood what is food security, why food security, how is food security affected during a calamity. Now you read your book. In the next class, we will discuss who are food insecure. Till then, keep reading and have a nice time. Thank you.